Okay, so now that we know what the handshake looks like, let's consider some attacks you can do on this handshake. So for now, I'm going to pull up the non-optimized handshake just because it's easier to look at, but all of these attacks work on the optimized version as well. So one possible attack is if this access point is not the actual access point, the machine that's answering authentication requests and helping people connect. But what if this was instead an attacker pretending to be the access point? So let's think about what those attacks would entail. Sometimes people call these rogue access points, where someone is pretending to be the access point, but they're actually the attacker. So what are some things they could do? Well, if you pretend to be the access point, you could send your own fake anons to the client. And if you know the password, then you can complete this handshake. And now anytime the client has packets to send, they will send the packets to the attacker who is pretending to be the access point. So if we go through this entire handshake pretending like this is an attacker, well, what would they have to know? They would have to know the Wi-Fi password so they can derive this key in blue. So this tells us that anyone doing this attack has to know the key in blue. And then the attacker can generate any nonce that they want to. That's a random value. They receive a random nonce from the client. Now they both can derive this key in purple. Because they're deriving the same key, the max checkout and the access point could send either the real group key or maybe a malicious one to the client. But the punchline is, because they've both derived the same purple key and the client doesn't know any better, they end up sending all of their packets to the internet to this rogue access point. So this rogue access point has upgraded themselves to a man in the middle, and they can modify or delete any of the client's data before it goes to the rest of the internet. So this is one possible attack on the WPA handshake we've seen.